say, man, I ain't gonna cap, man. This life we live is so precious, dog. I don't feel like making a video right now, but I'm still gonna make it just to remain disciplined. My discipline got better once I got more in control of my lust. I was just driving around thinking about past experiences I've had with women, sexual experiences I've had with women, and what I do I regret anything that I've been through regarding women? No, because I learned a lot. I learned the true nature of women through my failures. I've learned the dangers of being in love. I've learned how my introduction to sex was perverted and was distraught from the get-go because of the porn addiction that I had years prior to me even having sex. Before I had sex, I was already watching porn for like 6 years, honestly. So when I started to have sexual encounters, like they were difficult and they just didn't work in my favor. I wasn't working in my area, if that makes sense. And it was very humbling, and it ruined confidence that I already didn't necessarily have through adolescence. I had selective confidence. I had confidence in certain things, but I didn't have confidence in everything. Probably because I was giving my soul to the devil, you feel me? Ain't this a nice house, man? I'm not gonna covet though, just acknowledging what it is. That's their house. But yeah, man, it took a lot for me to, what they say, knock the dust off your bootstraps on some old slave talk. But it took me a lot to understand that I wasn't really crazy and that I actually was more normal than I thought. You know, it just took a long time for me to get right, for me to stop feeling sorry for myself, and for me to get back on track. It took a lot of humbling. My growth experience was delayed. I felt like my puberty was delayed, and I still did remarkably good. I still reached peak athleticism in high school, and it took a lot for me to gain my power back. You feel me? But when we struggle with lust, we tend to not look at the big picture of things. We tend to get so obsessed with how we feel in the moment that we constantly forget how far God really can take us if we just allow Him. A lot of times we work against God. Working against God, it isn't going to help. But when I was young, I didn't really understand these things. I wasn't mature enough. I've came a long way. I've matured a lot. Right now, I'm who I needed when I was younger. Aside from my father, a father figure, a friend, who I am now, I'm exactly who I needed. Someone who who was young enough to be able to relate to the culture, but old enough to instill wisdom unto the youth. I was thinking last night, if I could have the car I want, the life I want, the woman I want, everything that I would want from this world, if you take that in one hand, and then in my other hand, you would take the ability that I could have to change at least one person's life, I would choose the second hand. I'm trying to change. I'm trying to change the younger me's life. The younger me that was struggling with lust. The younger me, you know? The younger me. It was hard, but I came a long way. I came a long way from being socially awkward, canceling dates, canceling plans with women out of fear of what to say, what to talk about. I used to be so in my shell based off pressure that I felt like society was putting on me, but really I was putting it upon myself. Not to knock away being a victim in Babylon, as people like to coin a victim mentality, but it's pressure from saying the right things to girls, being smooth. Matter of fact, I wasn't even thinking about being smooth. I was just trying to have basic human conversation and connection. But from watching porn, my bad, dirty websites, my view of women was skewed, you know? Water's so calm. My view of women was skewed and I wasn't reaching the success. I didn't even know that I could be successful with women. I didn't know. Where I'm at now, I understand that I can have anything I have in this world, but I'm actively choosing not to, so I don't become too hedonistic. Porn is hedonism, taking direct access into your hands, cheating what God already gave you. And the younger me needed to understand that, but I'm making these videos that probably help a kid, a younger version of me, an adult, maybe even a woman could get something out of my videos. But overall, I just want to be able to help it and change at least one person's life, whether it's through talking about lustful addiction, whether it's talking about staying motivated, whether it's about remaining consistent with your healthy routine, getting rid of bad habits. I'm just trying to change at least one person's life. If one person actually told me that I changed their life, it didn't tell me how, I'd feel like I already made it. But now I just have to keep pushing until God puts that person in my life to tell me. Because I can feel, people can tell me that they appreciate what I say. They can tell me that they appreciate what I say. But if someone with their own words tell me that I changed their life, the fact that God used me as a vessel to change their life, then I already won. So my goal is to win in that aspect. You understand? Because the younger version of me needed to know that I could do it. I don't have to watch porn. I knew I didn't need to, but my actions said otherwise. It was hard to strip away from something that I've grown to be addicted to, you know? And I made it harder for myself, so ultimately it was hard. But where I'm at now, it's just me remaining grateful that can be a part of my testimony. You understand? Working on being who the younger me needed. You feel me? It's the most selfless thing I could probably do, is to make sure that I'm at service for others, you dig? So long.